Hey, welcome back to part 2 of my series, Practice Makes Perfect with Keisha. Makeup with Keisha. I'm Keisha. So the next part is the first video was about our brows. We just did this brow look. Very cute, very demure, very arch. So next part is we're going to do eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using the Juvias Place the coffee shop palette, which is a lot of beautiful browns, nudes, a couple of shimmers in there, a couple of metallics. And I'm doing very beginner friendly looks. So what we'll need for this is an eyeshadow palette. We're using this one. We need an eyeshadow primer, or you can use concealer. I prefer to use a primer because concealer, I have super oily skin. Concealer just gonna get all over the place. So for our eyeshadow today, we're using also Juvia's Place. This is the Eye Prep Eye Prime Eye Primer in the shade 1, which is a very white base shade. And we only need about that much. I'm going to use a couple different fluffy brushes. I'm using a big fluffy brush, a kind of smaller fluffy brush, and a medium-sized fluffy brush. And this is also just going to be used to apply my primer, which you can use any brush you choose, but I prefer to use I like a nice fluffy brush. So we're going to dip into that, and we're going to apply this all over the lid and your crease. Of course, I would recommend using a mirror for this. And I like to do just a soft circular shape. I like my eyes to be round, so I tend to go for a lot of circular eye shapes because I feel like I already have very doe-like eyes. So I try to lean into that. I want my eyes to look bigger and rounder. So, all right. And we'll just get our big, I'm gonna give it a second to dry down just a little bit. So if you have a fan, that helps. I have my little fan here, so I'm just gonna, and I'm doing this all in real time. So I'm not speeding anything up. There's not going to be any huge heavy editing or anything of that nature. These are literally just going to go out the way they come up because I want to show you guys step by step. This is what I do every single day. Well, not every single day, but at least 5 days out of the week is when I wear makeup, and I want to share that journey with you guys. I know you guys have seen plenty of get ready with me videos, but those are like in the beginning I used to do very detailed like videos, and we're trying to go back to that, but I also wanted to have some days where I'm just like, you know, doing the breakdown, but then I also just want to show you what I'm doing and get it over with. So all right, so we're going to take our big fluffy brush. I think I want to do like a brown smoky thing today. So we're going to take our fluffy brush. We're going to take this brown shade here. It's like a warm brown. These don't have names, so that warm brown shade. And I'm going to pat and blend into my crease. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping the brush in, tapping it on my lid, and then using small circles to blend it out. Now some people start their smoky eyes with the lid, like the base lid first, and then build up to the crease. I like to be controversially different and do things in a different order. And I'm very softly smoking this out. I don't want it to be too overbearing. I'm aiming for a very natural 90s look where it was just a lot of neutral tones, not too heavy, but just simple, you know? All right. And then I'm going to take my smaller, actually I needed something even smaller than this. I needed a nice little cute brush. All right, so this is just a pencil brush from a pencil type brush from Morphe. This is the M574, and I'm gonna go in with the shade above this one right here, which is a darker, more cooler tone brown. And I'm gonna focus it right on my crease. Right now I'm just patting it. I'm not blending it out yet. I'm just patting it on. Eye boogers, that's not attractive. Oh my goodness. All right, and then I've placed it, and I'm gonna take that fluffy brush and we're gonna blend. We're gonna blend. All right, see? So we got a little shadow there, a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of depth to the eye. I'm just gonna go back in with my primer. And I'm kind of doing a cut crease, but not really. I just want this part of my eye to be a little bit brighter. So I'm doing a very, I don't want to call it a cut crease because I'm not taking it all the way to the crease. I'm just taking it to this bottom line here. All right, so another brush that we're gonna need, I'm gonna switch gears slightly, so I do apologize, but we're gonna switch gears slightly, just slightly. I need a nice flat shadow brush. So this is a E13. This is a P. Louise brush. And we're gonna take this last brown, the super almost orange, like a what's the word? It is like a dark orange, like a burnt orange. And that is gonna go on our lid. And we're gonna pat. All right, and then I actually want to kind of deepen my crease out a little bit more because I'm looking at it, it looks great, but I want just a little bit more. So I'm gonna bring this crease out just a little bit more. All right, and then let's do the other side. So we're gonna try to match what we did on one side to the other. I need a little bit more primer, so I'm just gonna all right, we've laid our primer. We're gonna go back in with our fluffy brush, and that's, I almost picked up the wrong powder. Not the wrong powder, the wrong color. All right. And, you know, even if I did, that's okay. Things happen, so. And you know, I'll be honest, a lot of times when I do my makeup, I do not plan what look I'm gonna do. I just have it in my head. I'm gonna do my makeup. I wanna do I'm evoking a theme of some sort, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do until I'm actually like in my chair trying to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it and how do I want to execute it. So, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, you don't have to plan out everything. It can be very whimsical. Either there's several, in my personal opinion, there's several makeup looks that you can do. You can keep something cute and simple. So like concealer, a little blush, a little liner, mascara, lip gloss, whatever. You can do a little bit more edgier, dare I say, and do like a cute little, you know, smoky eye with a little blush, little red lipstick, or liquid lipstick, whatever you choose. And, you know, keep it cute like that. Or you can do a little bit more intense with a nice cut crease and lashes. Or in my case, just a really good mascara. Or you can do to the, I don't want to call it extreme, but you know, you can do the multiple cut creases and contouring and lashes and all those beautiful things. There, the level of your makeup application is entirely up to you and what you're comfortable with. This is not a oh you have to do it this way type channel. This is just what I do and this is what I am comfortable with. And I promise you, I've always loved heavy makeup looks. It's always been my thing. Um, and that's not to say that I'm hiding behind anything. I love a good colorful look. Today is a little bit more tamer than what I like to go for, but I wanted to keep it simple today because it's going to be a beautiful day and I gotta lie, did not sleep very well. So, and of course, everybody in the building is waking up. So, all right, that is our. Now, you could do like under the eyes, like a little eyeshadow. We're not doing that today, but you know, we'll try to focus on that next time. Okay, so that is our eyes for today. Very cute, very demure. Actually, I think I will go ahead and do the liner while I have you guys here. I prefer to use a liquid liner. Some people use pencil, nothing wrong with it. I don't like pencil because I feel like it runs everywhere. I need it to stay in one place. So we're using, this is a common staple in all my videos. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is NYX Professional Makeup, that's NYX. This is in black, it's waterproof. It's got a beautiful brush tip, so you get those nice brush strokes. Very, for me, easy product to use, but if you're not familiar with liquid or if you're just learning how to do liquid liner, I would highly recommend using a pencil to begin or using a felt tip, which is more like a marker type feel. Like this is just a no, I don't know what label this is. Handavian. I don't know where, I can't remember where I got this from. I think I got it from Shein actually. This is a very felt tip, like brush where it is easier. It's a little bit more harder, more rigid, so it doesn't flow as easy, but it does help you construct your lines a lot easier if you're not used to, if you're wanting to use liquid eyeliner. So what I like to do, we gave it a good shake. Following the eye shape, I'm just going to do, normally I like to do my wing first, but today we're going to do the lid first because I don't want to do too big of a wing. So I'm just adding this line right as close to my lash line as possible. All right, and just simple. Oh, that was my fault. I should not have moved. So we're gonna thicken that out just a little bit. See, simple. helps to look down when you're doing this so you can get as close to that lash line as possible. And I'm gonna do a little wing, so I'm just gonna flick it out just a little bit, just like that. And we're gonna take it from the tip, drag it back down, and fill in the gap. There it is. Cute, simple, demure-like. Now me, I have like little skin tags on my eyes, so I have to it gets a little tricky doing these things, but you know, we make it work. And what we do to the one side, we'll do to the other. Let's pray to the makeup gods we can make this work. So right, not too far out. Grab the tip, drag it in. That almost sounds like a cheap sexual innuendo, but we're going to ignore that for right now. And then I'm just taking my brush just a little bit, and I want to get a little bit of a thinner line, so I'm just flicking out just the slightest. I just realized I caused my own problem. So we're gonna try to fix this. All right, and okay, that's good. All right, I'm not going to do too much because if I keep going, I'll keep going and it'll become a whole Amy Winehouse thing, and we want to avoid that. So we're gonna top this off with just some regular mascara. Again, I'm not using lashes today. This is the Wrap Lash Mega Extension Volumize and Volume Tubing Mascara from Revolution. I think it's Revolution Beauty on Ulta. I wasn't planning on doing the eyes in one video like this, but I figured I might as well keep going. And we have our eyelash curler. I like to curl my lashes outward, not inward, because mine curl very intensely inward. So. Now, you should always start with your bottom lash first and then do your top lashes, but like I said, it's kind of awkward when you're doing stuff. You forget your own natural routine when you're having to record yourself, and like I'm trying to make sure I don't lift my camera, I don't lift my mirror too high and stuff like that, so it's just a little awkward. Just a little bit. I'm just a fun girl. Alright, so this is our eyes. So we have done the eyes, the lashes, and the brows. Let's go on to the face. So I'll see you in the next video.